Hey everyone, Kyle once again. Welcome back to another movie review. And reviewing another a film that a childhood film basically that I also grew up watching. And watching this a lot of times as a kid. And I still have fun with the film. As probably people don't like the film, that's understandable though, but I thought I always had fun with the movie. And for this next one, reviewing is for that I grew up with, and I would say it's Baby's Day Out. Yeah, Baby's Day Out. I always had fun with. Um, Baby's Day Out is just one of those things like, oh, that's I find it funny like a lot of times. Had a lot of good laughs with. It's just another very funny, I would say, funny film that I grew up with. It was Baby's Day Out was released in 1994 during the summer of 1994, but it bombed horribly, like $40 million budget, which how this film cost $40 million, I don't see how. Maybe a little bit lower than that's I can see, but $48 million. But like worldwide, I think it made about how much it made worldwide? It made like about it's like made about 16 million domestically, but I think worldwide about 20 something million. So it didn't do well. And also it's written and produced by John Hughes on the Home Alone films, and of course directed of Breakfast Club, and among other films, Ferris Bueller's Day Off. So yeah, among many other films. But I always have fun with the film growing up, and it's a very fast paced film. All about what's the time? 9. Well, it's without the end credits, I would say it's like about within 90 minutes. About 90 minutes, I would say. It goes at a very fast pace, and it stars our three bumbling idiots, which is people that don't like. They're kind of the play of Three Stooges, basically, but I enjoy. But I like all three of them. You see, so it's Joe Mantegna, Joe Pantoliano, who's been also in a lot of films as well. Brian Haley, Eddie, Vigo, and Norby. Co-starring Lara Flynn Boyle as the baby's mother. And also Fred Thompson as one of these cop as well. Basically is that the story is that this rich baby. Well, this is basically a rich family, and this baby was trying to get his picture taken, and he's also being told by this nanny that that's his favorite story called Baby's Day Out. Reading this book that they loves a lot. And then with our three thieves here, they impersonate as these camera photographers, preparing for the baby's picture. And I say this film a lot of times. I know what kind of lines I thought was kind of funny, but well, too many people think it's not funny though. That's why people don't like about it. They maybe not think it's funny, but I always thought it was funny. It's like when they're in the house, and like Brian Haley was like, take this. This people's gonna like put in his pocket, and Joe Mantegna is like, we ain't here to nick no bric-a-brac. We're here for the hit of a lifetime. You want to be a shoplifter? Go to J.C. Penney. I always thought I always kind of liked that line. I don't know why, but so they bring the baby in. He must like Joe Mantegna tells like the mother, Lara Flynn Boyle, she's like not like the right outfit, so she goes upstairs to change really quick. But then while they take the baby, and when they come back, they find the ransom note, like about $5 million. and then they hide out they're hiding out in their own place, and Joe Pantoliano is like, trying to get his diaper change and change of clothes, and where Brian Haley has like gives us some milk, right? It's like, Ed, how would I know this milk won't burn the kid's throat? That matters. Try it on some skin first. He goes pours the hot milk on Joe Pantoliano's head. He's like, "Oh, what's the matter with you?" And smacks him in the head, and the baby likes that. And he's like, "Eddie, watch the baby." Smacks him again, and it's like, and Joe Mantegna's like, "Very good. Now see if it works the other way." And Brian Haley does the opposite. Smacks him right upside the head. The baby thinks it's funny. So then, Joe Pantoliano takes him to the other room. Tries to get him to take a nap. Like, drink your milk, take your nap. And then he starts to sing him a song, and wants to read his storybook. And then eventually he puts himself to sleep, and the baby crawls up through the open window, and it's on the roof, and like it through the open window, it drools at him on Ed, and thinks that Vigo did it, and it's like, "What'd I do? You spit on me. I did not." And they look up, and they see the baby's on the roof, and they run out, and it's all the hijinks, how they just get their asses whipped by this baby. Like the baby's crawling on this board that goes into one other side to another building, and as it goes down, the other part at the end of the board, like, clips Joe Mantegna to the and of course Vigo, Brian Haley, he just moves that other part to the other side of the building. Like, people should not be leaving these things lying around. And they're going to jump on the other jump to the other building, and Joe Mantegna's like still like from being hit, and Joe Pantoliano and Brian Haley, they jump across, they make it, but Joe Mantegna just goes and drops right down and just falls right into the dumpster. And then the baby, he's in the streets, and now he finds he sees a bus that looks a lot like his book, so he calls it Boo Boo. So he gets on the bus, and they see him on the bus, so they drive after the bus. And the baby gets off the bus by hiding this lady's purse. And then the lady's like, is like, "If you didn't park your van on the side of the road, people would get by a lot easier." And Brian Hazel says, "You limit yourself to a couple of pork roasts a day, you won't have to worry about it." You heard me. And you see the babies in the purse, and they're both following her, and like Joe Pantoliano was like, "Oh, let's just give her a sandwich." And the lady just gives him an ass whooping, goes like takes Brian Haley, just gives him a headlock and just punches him right there, and it's like, "Who's next? Oh, how about you, Mr. Comedy? We'll give her a sandwich, huh? Big as a building, huh?" And they just go and run off, scared by her. And then the baby gets into this mall, which thinks of this woman who works in daycare center, thinks the child is lost. But he gets back out, and there was like now it's on the news where the baby is missing, and of course where the part where the reporter is like doing her reporting, right? She drops the microphone, and of course on camera these people see people could clearly see that there's the baby right there because on the camera. I was like, "Oh, well, there's the baby right there." But of course, people guess this is the part where people are oblivious, I guess, except for our three guys who sees it. Then he gets into a taxi and go off or wherever, and then you get a couple bits, cuts with Lara Flynn Boyle, and just worried about what's going on with her baby and stuff like that. So, but it's a byway skip. Byway is like, okay. Then it cuts right back to our three idiots. Of course, they find where the taxi's at, and they see the baby's crossing the street. Of course, the baby. Of course, it's a kids movie, so you don't want to see that. But it makes it safely across the street against the traffic. And of course, our three guys, they're trying to cross the street in one part where they get all their feet run over by this one truck, and then they start running and they jump into a ditch. Oh man. And then there's when they're at the zoo, and they follow they get to the one part of the zoo where the monkey's at, and they see this gorilla, and the baby's in the cage with the gorilla, and how they plan for it so that Brian Haley, because he's got long arms, he tries to reach to grab the baby by the shoelaces, right? He's just pulling it, and like one leads to another that the gorilla walks over and just goes like this and just his big hands just slams right on Brian Haley's hand, basically breaking every bone in his hand because you know how powerful a gorilla can be. He goes like, and then he's like, he screams at Joe Pantoliano's face like, ah, ah. So then Joe Pantoliano tries to get this mop to handle the mop, tries to lift the baby up, and then the gorilla takes the end of the mop and just sends Joe Pantoliano flying. And then Joe Mantegna, he sees that they're both asleep, so he tries to grab the baby, pull forward, but the gorilla wakes up and just picks him up and screams right in his face. And then just hurls him across to the other side of the room, and then the orangutan just does this. And then Joe Mantegna he's just stuck between the bars of the cage. Oh man. And then the effects of the gorilla was well done as well. If there was effects of the gorilla, but if it is, I thought it was well done of the gorilla. This is hilarious. This is why the film makes me smile, because how much I grew up with this film, and I just thought it was really fun and entertaining, because I always enjoyed. Yeah, I know it's probably never. My people think it's not funny though. Like Roger Ebert, he didn't care for it. But Gene Siskel really enough, he liked it. Like they're at their show at the movies, like Roger was saying, "Oh, since you liked the film, you should be ashamed of yourself." I mean, Roger Ebert. May rest in peace, but also telling Gene Siskel something funny, he thinks liking something that he thinks is funny and stuff like that, telling him to be ashamed of yourself. Come on. I know this is not everybody's cup of tea though, but maybe to a lot of people think it's probably funny. I think it's funny because I grew up with the movie, and I always thought it was just very funny, especially from our three main characters here. I thought they were fun and they were pretty funny. They're playing on their own, like the versions of the Three Stooges. Basically, that's what they are. They're basically like the Three Stooges. So then they're trying to find the baby again, and they find that this baby's going through this tunnel, and they find out it's at the other end. They manage to grab the baby, but of course, by convenience. Conveniently, so they get the baby, the cops show up, very conveniently. So they're trying to play it cool by sitting down. The cops are talking to them, and then Eddie has the baby underneath his jacket, trying to get it to keep quiet, and it's like, "Beautiful day, huh? Do you know anything about that vehicle?" "Yes, it belongs to us." "You left the engine running?" "Yes, I did. I've been having," of course, the baby's like pinching him and stuff. He's like, "Battery trouble." "We even stopped by to notify the ow! Words. So, and then the baby just starts playing with his lighter, his cigarette lighter. It just lights it up, and when he lights it up, and he's like putting it close to Joe Mantegna's crotch, and he's like, "Huh. Oh, and Joe Pantoliano and Brian Haley, they're looking at him like, and then the cops are just looking like, and Joe Pantoliano's like, got a bad heart. So, and then so they tried to they the cops go off, and the baby slips through Eddie like underneath the bench, and just gets away in the bushes, and Eddie's like waving like this. He's listed checking out, and then his crotch area is up in flames, and of course I thought one of the funniest parts for me in the film. This is when they throw him to the ground, and Brian Hayes goes and just puts out the fire by stepping on his nutsack area. He just goes just stop. It's like, that's how you put out campfires, and that's it's like, is that a fact? Used to do in Boy Scouts. You toasted your marshmallows over a pile of flaming gonads. We usually use logs. That was one of my favorite parts of the movie. Just Brian Haley just stomping the crap out of some of the fire on Eddie's nuts, basically. That's why I always thought that was funny. So even seeing it years ago, even though I still watch today though, but seeing it as a kid, I always thought that was very funny. Now, of course, people think that's not funny though, but that's their opinion. But I always thought it was pretty funny. So then, of course, we get into the third act, where basically the finale, most of the rest of the movie takes place in this construction site. The baby sees a worker having a donut. He crawls in the thing where this iron thing is being hoisted up as Brian Haley sees the baby going up. And the rest gets there, and they take the elevator to get ahead of the baby, and where Eddie tells Brian Haley, "You're gonna go as the guard comes up, jump on him and grab the baby." "Why me? Norby's scared of heights." So yeah, because Joe Pantoliano has a fear of heights. So as Brian Haley jumps on it, but it starts leaning. His weight is making the thing go down where the baby's like slowly on top of him. He's like slowly going on and lands safely on the elevator. And he's like, "How do you do that?" Baby luck. And then Joe Mantegna takes Joe Pantoliano just to try to help Brian Haley. He's like, "Hey, what are you doing?" But they're both hanging out. They're both hanging on, and Joe Pantoliano he goes and falls, and he just lands face first on this wooden board. And as he leans up, he falls again and lands on another one of those iron things right between his like I get the camera close to his face like oh, and he goes and lands in this bucket of cement, which of course there's a CGI effect where when he lands into the even when it's a green screen as well when he's falling, we see him he's falling upside down, and then when he lands in the bucket, and of course when the splashes of cement falls, well, that's a CG effect clearly. And Brian Haley, he goes to try to jump from the elevator. He just goes and jumps down, and then he goes and falls in this cart. And also the score is also done by Bruce Broughton, which I just reviewed. Stay Tuned. What I just reviewed, that was a score that he also did. He also did a score for this as well, including Homeward Bound. Yeah, so the score is like da 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 da. I always like that part of the score by Bruce Broughton, so I thought it was a pretty good score. And then he's staying on the cart and sees the elevator at the other end. He falls right into this garbage pit, and he gets some liquid stuff thrown on him. And then when Joe Mantegna sees the baby, he slips on a drool spot where the baby drooled, and the sledgehammer goes and hits him right in the head. He's like, ah, ah, ah. And then he pulls his rope, and this glue or whatever it is falls on him. And he's like, "That's it! No mercy!" So the baby reaches one part of the end of the one end part, and it's this other load of things is being lowered. The baby crawls onto it, and just Joe Mantegna's like, "My money!" And he just looks downward. He looks so sad as he looks down. he thinks that he sees another crane. He thinks it's gonna do the same thing, but as soon as he jumps on, the day's over and all the workers are shutting the whole place down. They all get to go home, and he's just standing there on the crane. He's like, Norby, Vigo, and then they're all the way down there. And they're just all covered. They're all just covered in crap. So I'm back with Fred Dalton Thompson. He'll come with because he's a cop, and Lara Flynn Boyle, and the nanny played by Cynthia Nixon. As Fred Dalton is reading all this stuff where the babies are partying, the nanny puts two and two together, thinking he's doing everything as he does in the book of his book, Baby's Day Out. So now she knows where he's going to go to next. This veterans it's an old soldiers home basically for veterans. And the baby so the baby goes there, and all the veterans, they sing a little song for him, and the mother reunites with her baby. And as they're driving back, these baby Bink is what's the baby's name, sees the clock tower where he was being held at originally, saying "boo boo" because that's where he had his book. So they go back there. All the backups going along with them, and as with our three guys, they said they're going to go back to doing what they usually do, but because all so basically it's the humiliation they went through. They gained their asses whipped by one baby, as what Joe Mantegna says. Oh, we get the living hell tore out of us by a baby. 3 fully grown men versus 2.5 years of pink flesh with a mouth. Now, what the chances are of strolling into the alley and possibly coming up with anything other than 140 years in prison? No, thank you. So, but they hear the baby's voice, and Joe picks up the book and is like, "Boo boo, he's back." So as they go the window, they're completely surrounded. And Joe Mantegna sees them. He's like, "You dirty little stool pigeon!" And Fred Dalton Thompson, he's on the microphone. He's like, "You're surrounded. Throw down the boo boo, and put your hands over your head." So he goes and throws out the book, and they put their hands on their head. So now that Baby Big is back, where he belongs, and he's gonna have his picture taken by the photographer who's done all the photos too. But so he's gonna come back there as they say, and Baby Bink, he gets out another book called Baby's Trip to China, and he's getting really excited for it. Of course, that was clearly hinting at a sequel, though. But eventually, this film flopped, and that never happened. So yeah. Oh, what I could say is just I always enjoyed this film. It's another childhood thing I grew up watching. It's just I would say it's just fun. The hijinks ensues for our three guys. Just getting their asses kicked by this trying to capture this one baby. Yeah, I always thought that our three guys, Joe Mantegna, Joe Pantoliano, and Brian Haley, I thought they were always fun. Yeah, they're kind of like the Three Stooges. They are kind of like the Three Stooges. And the baby Bink, which are played like by twins, because they're with Adam Robert Wharton and Jacob Joseph Wharton, so they're like twins used as playing the same baby. Was like cute babies, and it's hard to say when a baby's acting is bad enough, but I thought the babies who were playing the same character, well, I thought it was always cute and well acted for the baby. Well, it's two babies playing one. But Lara Flynn Boyle, I know she was in Men in Black 2. Well, I would say I thought she was decent. Always thought that she was decent in the film. For supporting roles, we had Fred Dalton Thompson, who is now no longer with us, who also appeared in Die Hard 2, and a few other films I've seen. Sad he's no longer with us. I thought he was also decent as well. But Joe Mantegna and Joe Pantoliano and Brian Haley, I thought they always did a really excellent, funny job as a three bumbling idiots. Of course, Joe Pantoliano, I know he's been a lot more of the films, like of course the Matrix, the first Matrix film, Daredevil, of course. But he has had a little role in Congo, really enough. But he's just been in a lot of films. Oh, of course, even The Fugitive as well, and the sequel. Brian Haley, he had like a little role in Tim Burns' Mars Attacks, one of the president's guards. And he also had a supporting role in Clint Eastwood's Gran Torino. It was one of the sons. Joe Mantegna, he was in a film called with Red Bell with Tim Allen. And also he was in with Sally Field and Kiefer Sutherland, the thriller film Eye for an Eye. But I always enjoyed Baby's Day Out. Seeing this as a kid, I always thought I had fun with it, and I still have fun with the film. That's why I was saying I know a lot of the dialogue because I've seen this film so many times. Of course, nothing. No feature. Well, basically, there's a trailer, but there is a director's commentary on this film. Really enough. So, I think it's a decent commentary. But no other features, though. No making of, whatever, though. So yeah, and special effects. I think the effects of the gorilla was well made. It's very fast. It's so fast paced. It just goes by like that. So it's easily one of the most fastest films I've seen. And of course the involvement with John Hughes, may rest in peace as well. I thought it was really good because it was written by him and produced by John Hughes. Good. It was good for him. So yeah, childhood film, Baby's Day Out. Always loved the film, and I always enjoy it to this day. I always have fun with it. I understand that people not liking the film. That's fine. I completely understand that. It's not everybody's cup of tea, but it's my cup of tea. And of course, the same with Roger Ebert, saying that Gene Siskel because he liked the film, saying that you should be ashamed of yourself, because you didn't like the film, doesn't mean, doesn't mean he has to change his mind on that. But of course, like I said, he made Gene Siskel change his mind how he felt about Broken Arrow, but it's like the only time. But if Gene Siskel liked it, he does like it. But I know to each their own opinion, though. And also, if you're wondering, that light is out, so that's why I have to change a new light bulb for that. So that's why you're wondering why one side here is dark while this one's still light, if you're wondering. Yeah, that needs another change of light bulb. But yeah. But Baby's Day Out, I thought it's such a fun film. I always grew up with, so yeah. That's my review for Baby's Day Out. Definitely I will give it a thumbs up for me, because just for childhood growing up with. Always will have fun with the film. I always think it will be funny to me, at least to me. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned. And plus, I always wanted to review this film for quite some time, so I'm finally glad I got to do it now. But thanks for watching. Stay tuned on the next movie review. Later.